It starts here. Thank you for being here. We're all pulling together to host the world as never before in 2034. Each of you is important in this endeavor. We will recognize many of you throughout this program to express specific gratitude. I would like to mention just two at this point. First is Ty Burrell, who was the voice in the video you just viewed, which was shown to the world during our bid in Paris. And we won. Thank you, Ty. Ty, we thank you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we're grateful that you have joined us on this journey. Thank you. Second, a deeply loved special friend from the Olympic and Paralympic movement is here with us in spirit. And that's Bob Garf. He was so important to us in 2002. We all loved Bob and Kathy and her family. He was everywhere, and his heart and his demeanor exuded what Utah is all about. So we recognize Bob. Thank you. So today we announce Podium 34, which invites donations to the cause of hosting the games and to related positive impacts in our communities. With today's milestone, we accomplish two things. First, we lay the financial foundation to host great games in 2034. This is essential. Second, we open the door to be able to execute the first pillar of our vision, which is to elevate our communities, whether it's youth sport or education or other initiatives that are so important to our communities. We don't have to wait till 2034. We can start them now because of these great contributors to this cause. We have the opportunity through the games to do good. When you cut through it all, that's our purpose, to do good. We have the opportunity to unite the world, to unite our communities, to unite our nations. There's nothing like the games to bring everybody together. There are two ways to approach hosting the games. The first is, what do I get? The second, and more inspirational, is, what can I give? That's Utah. That's represented by the people here today. That spirit of being able to host the world and bring hope and unity to the world. It's our opportunity, and you make this possible. What you'll hear described today has never been done before in the history of the games. To have donations of this magnitude to an Olympic host has never happened before. This is a games first. In fact, as I was talking in the last several days with some of my friends at the IOC, they were astonished at Utah stepping forward in this manner. They understand that Utah loves the games. To the Utah families and giving organizations here today, thank you for your vision and your willingness to support the 2034 games and to expand the power of the games' impact to our communities in the future. The ripple effect of the games we're still feeling from 2002. Imagine what we'll see over the next 9 years and beyond for 2034. So we're announcing the confirmed commitment of Utah families and giving organizations to our donor program. We have founding captains and founding donors. For our launch today, it unifies Utah's leading families in this cause. I don't know if it's unprecedented, but seeing all these great families together in this cause just makes my heart soften, and with so much gratitude to all of you. The financial impact of Podium 34 is essential to our success in hosting games. Under current contracts, we must wait until 2039 for any sources of revenue. Our only source of revenue is donors. Without you, we would not be in business. We couldn't start. So now, not only have we started, we've launched. Today, we will name 9 Utah families and giving organizations as founding captains, each making a confirmed commitment of $20 million over the next 9 years. Wow. Yeah. Where else does that happen? Nowhere. We are also now announcing 11 Utah families and giving organizations as founding donors with commitments between $1 and $15 million. And we're so grateful to them as well. And you can see their names on the beautiful snowboards in the back. Now, if you add it all up, we're announcing over $200 million of commitments at this point in time. Wow. Thank you. We do have a goal of $300 million, so we invite other contributions, and we'll keep going. Brad's going to talk about that in a moment. But we're so grateful to everyone. And while this announcement is stunning in its magnitude, it's the beginning to this great road to host the world in 2034. Now, 2 of my colleagues in this overall endeavor and who played key roles in making today happen are Vice Chairs Steve Starks and Brad Wilson. If you'd stand up, please. We're on the phone with each other way too often, but it's great. They're great people. Brad Wilson knows the state of Utah. A Utah native, he served for 13 years in the state legislature and 5 years as chairman, or as speaker. Since being named to his 2034 role as vice chair and CEO less than 7 months ago, Brad has quickly engaged in the Olympic and Paralympic movement. Importantly, he sees the opportunity that is before us. Brad?
Wow. What an amazing moment. I'm actually getting emotional. I'm not going to look at you all, or I will. But Fraser, thank you. There are a lot of people in this room that helped make 2034 a possibility and a reality for this state. But none of them made a contribution larger than ours and than yours. And we wouldn't be here today simply if it wasn't for you. So thank you. I want to introduce to you some folks that are here today, and one of the great things about my new life is instead of spending time with politicians, I get to rub shoulders with Olympians. And I want to start by introducing you to our Olympians and Paralympians that are here today. If you could stand, if you're able, and wave to the group. We've got them throughout the room. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We're also fortunate to have our good governor and the First Lady, Abby Cox, with us today, and we're going to hear from the governor in just a minute. Former Governor Herbert is here somewhere, I believe. We're also lucky enough to have lawmakers from across the state, mayors, county mayors, and other elected officials, and we're honored to have you here with us today, so welcome. I also want to recognize Steve as the other vice chair of the board. It's nice to have you with us here today, Steve. And we have an amazing governing board comprised of about 25 individuals from throughout the world, really, most of which are from Utah. If we could have those members of our governing board stand up real quick, that would be great. We'd like to recognize you. A few of you here. Yeah, stand up. There we go. And we also have about 35 members of our steering committee, many of which were invited today. And we won't make you stand, but we'll give you a round of applause as well for your efforts. And just everyone else for making today happen. What a great day this is. Thank you for being here today. We, I think, all know that Utah is very, very special in a lot of different ways, but it's going to be on full display as we go through our program today. Most of all, I want to thank our Podium 34 families and giving organizations for stepping up on behalf of the amazing state of Utah. As Fraser said, what we're doing today is unprecedented, and it has never been done before at the level that we're doing it in Utah. There are people here that understand this saying that we've heard many times throughout our lives that says, what we leave behind is not what is engraved on stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. And no movement rises to the level of the Olympic and Paralympic movement more than that. And those of you that have made this happen today are facilitating this great opportunity for our state to make a lot of changes that are positive in the lives of others. So I'm going to try to introduce to you our founding captains, the organizations and individuals that made that happen. And here's the way this will work, if you'll indulge me. So I'm going to introduce them and ask them to stand as I introduce them, and then we'll hold the applause until the end. But as Fraser said, we have 9 organizations and families that have stood up to make a $20 million commitment to the organizing committee. So in alphabetical order, I'm going to read them off to you, starting with the Daniels Fund, with Hannah Scandera, Margaret Kelly, and Luke Ragland. Thank you. The George S. and Dolores Story. Oh, let's clap for them now. What the heck? So, that's right. All right, moving on. The George S. and Dolores Story Eccles Foundation, the members of the board, Spencer Fox Eccles, Lisa Eccles, and Robert M. Graham, and their advisory board members, Hope Eccles, Katie Eccles, and Spencer P. Eccles. If you could stand. The Robert H. and Catherine B. Garf Foundation, with Kathy Garf, John Garf, and Amy Garf. The Huntsman Family Foundation, with David Huntsman, Christina Huntsman Durham, and Jennifer Huntsman Parkin. There they are. Awesome. Maverick, Crystal Magalette, and Joey Hobson. Crystal's on a plane, but Joey's here, so. The Larry H. and Gail Miller Family Foundation, with Gail Miller, Greg Miller, Steve Miller, Karen Miller Williams, Brilliant Miller, and Braden Miller. The John and Marcia Price Family Foundation. John Price, Marcia Price, Steve Price, and Jennifer Wallen Price. It's great to see so many families that were involved in the 02 games, involved in the 34 games. We have a couple more. Matthew and Tatiana Prince, and I don't think they're here today, but we want to recognize Matthew and Tatiana, and then Ryan and Ashley Smith and their foundation. These are amazing individuals and organizations, and these are individuals and organizations that understand the momentum that we're building today around opportunity. 2034 provides Utah with a really unique opportunity to impact and unify and speak to the world. It's an opportunity for every Utahn in every corner of the state to be engaged. It's an opportunity for us to showcase Utah's amazing natural resources. And it's an opportunity for us to also showcase Utah's family and community values to the world. And it's an opportunity for us to showcase who we are as Utahns. The games in 34 are going to be exhilarating. We know that. But think about the broader impact that Utah can have on our communities and even humanity. We want to thank each of you as founding captains for stepping up and joining this opportunity that we have together. It's now my good pleasure to introduce to you our governor. Governor Cox has taken a lot of energy and time during his leadership to help us bring the games back to Utah. During the bid for the games, Governor Cox talked a lot about the opportunity for unity and how the games could bring Utahns even closer together. To speak about the impact of Podium 34 and what it can have on Utah, I'm pleased to welcome our good governor, Spencer Cox.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here with you today on this incredible occasion. Look, I think the word historic gets thrown around a little too much. Everything's historic these days, it seems. But in this case, it actually happens to be true. This has never been done. You can go all the way back to ancient Greece. We've done it. We've looked. Never happened before. So we're so grateful for all of you, and especially for these families and foundations here in front of us. Look, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Boston, and somebody asked me the question. They were talking about the Olympics. They said, "Congratulations on the Olympics." They said, "You know, we didn't want it, and not the Winter Olympics, but they didn't want the Summer Olympics." And they said, "Why on earth would you want the Olympics?" And I started ticking through the economic advantages that come to a place because of the Olympics. Certainly, we saw those in 2002. Talked about the facilities and the infrastructure and everything that we were working on together. And he said, "That's great, but is that really your why?" And I thought for just a minute and realized that's not our why at all. That's not why we want the Olympics. Look, I don't know what the world is going to look like in 2034, but I know what it looks like in 2025. And it's not great, and it can be better. And I truly believe that the values of Utah are needed now more than ever across the world. And I suspect that they're going to be even more needed in 2034 than they are today. And I think that's our why. And I think today is really all about our why. I am not surprised that we did something historic because I know the people in this room. Because I know every single one of you. I spent time with all of you. I look at Spencer Fox Eccles here, and gosh, I got to know him in Fairview. And we spent the 24th of July together in my little town where his wife was born and raised. And then I get to be in Paris at the Olympics with the Eccles family and hear their stories. He's the dean of the Olympics here in Utah. And I'm so grateful that we have people like him, and like I could do this with every single one of you. You represent the very best of our state, but not just the very best of our state, the very best of humanity. Of who we are, or at least who we should be, who we're aspiring to be. And we're so grateful to have you in this cause. Now, I have a dear friend, Yuval Levin, who talks about unity all the time and what it actually means. And he says unity is not believing the same things. Unity is acting together. That's what the Olympics is all about. It's about all of humanity coming together to act together in sport, in competition, to see the very best of us. And hopefully to inspire us to be better human beings and to recognize that those things that we share with our fellow humans, we have much more in common than the things that separate us. And see, we know this because we've done it. We did it in 2002. The greatest Winter Olympics to that date in the history of the Winter Olympics. And if you thought 2002 was great, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're just getting started. But here's the thing. The Olympics is an opportunity to share with the world who we are and what we believe in. And who we are people that serve and give back, that give charitably, that care more about our neighbors than we care about ourselves. These families and all of you today, again, represent the very best of us. So we're 9 years away. 9 years away. That's a lifetime. Nobody does this. They don't do this 1 year away, but they certainly don't do it 9 years away, this kind of contribution. We're going to blow some minds in the most positive ways. You've blown mine today. We're so proud of you. We're so grateful for you. We love you, and we're thankful for your service. Now, it is my honor to introduce one of my favorite people. She's an Olympian. She's a 4-time Olympic speed skater. She became a leader of the Olympic movement as an athlete, but she's so much more than that. And she's so much more here in Utah. We're so grateful to have Catherine Kat, as we know her, here with us. She has made a tremendous difference. As we look forward to how this Olympic Games is going to be different than any other Olympic Games, she is the linchpin to all of that. We're going to show that Utah is about family and sport, and we're about our Olympic families. And please help me welcome my good friend, Catherine Rainey Norman.
I'm like gonna cry and I haven't even started talking yet. So I was an athlete, so fortunate to compete in 4 games, and I competed in an individual sport. I was a speed skater, long distance on top of that, 3,000s and 5,000s. And when I would step up to the line, it was me against the clock. But the truth is, there's no way I would have had success on the ice without my teammates. And I think all of my teammates over there understand this as well. We have spent countless hours together riding bikes in the weight room, skating laps day in and day out with the purpose of making ourselves better. Podium 34 is our team. Just as athletes know how to train together, our founding captains and our founding donors, they know how to build together. They know how to create together, and they know how to work together. Podium 34 shows what's possible when we bring the spirit of teamwork into building something bigger than ourselves. One of the fun things that I've had over the last several years is I get invited to different events, and I've gotten to hear many of you speak. A couple years ago, I heard Steve Miller speak. He talked about lighting a match, building a fire, and letting it grow into a bonfire. We started that spark with this team now. And what makes this team so extraordinary is what they believe in. They believe in inspiring our youth on and off the field of play. They believe in our athletes regardless of ability, and they believe in supporting not only their physical but mental health as well. They believe in utilizing the games as a way to showcase art and culture. They believe in our venues, that they will serve communities long after the games are gone. And they believe that investing in these efforts through the games, that we will strengthen our communities, do more good, and leave a legacy greater than before. At the heart of Podium 34, it's about more than just preparing for the games. It's about fueling opportunity. It's about creating impact and hopefully building a better world through sport. So today, I'm very proud to introduce to you all Podium 34, our team, our fire, and our shared vision.
Utah doesn't simply stand on the world stage. We're helping build it.
As the future home of the Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games,
we're stepping forward as global leaders,
shining a beacon of charity,
character, and kindness.
This is the spirit behind Podium 34,
the official donor initiative of the 2034 Olympic and Paralympic Games.
A bold effort to ensure these games
create a lasting impact.
It is a commitment to lead with purpose
and to carry the flame forward,
lighting the way not just for today's athletes, but for tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians. We're honored to join together to welcome the world again as we host another spectacular Games.
Bringing back the Olympic and Paralympic Games isn't about medals, it's about momentum. An opportunity to continue to show the world that the spirit of the Games and the spirit of Utah are twin flames.
Hosting the world goes beyond sport. It embraces all of the humanities. Our Games will blend Utah's heritage and traditions with our creativity and innovation in a unique celebration of human spirit.
We see the Games reflection in Utah, a place where the future is being forged. New ideas, new frontiers, new ways to connect, and the torch must keep pace. Utah is uniquely built to carry it forward through these ever-changing landscapes with grace and integrity.
Ambition and compassion can be a powerful combination for progress, removing barriers so that younger generations have opportunities equal to their abundant talent. Places where sport teaches the lifelong lessons of perseverance, determination, and resilience.
In Utah, those characteristics aren't just for athletes. They're values we believe every student should carry with them. When education and inspiration go hand in hand, the next generation doesn't just learn, they lead.
But reaching new heights requires depth of heart, the kind of heart that powers a commitment to a higher standard for mental health care and resources.
True strength, the kind that defines champions and communities, begins on the inside.
And while challenges remain, I see hope on our horizon. I see it in the volunteers who serve to lift others across the state. This is our legacy, a homegrown movement to ensure these games will inspire every corner of our state.
So when the world returns to Utah with the greatest snow on earth
and the fastest ice,
they'll find something even more inspiring.
A place built to believe.
A place built for everyone.
So stand with us.
Dream with us.
Build with us.
Because we'll continue to carry the flame the only way we know how.
Together.
This is Podium 34.
The next chapter begins with you.
Thank you to all of our captains, to all of our founding donors for your generosity and support. We're deeply grateful. I'd now like to invite Sarah Hirschland up to the stage, Chief Executive Officer of the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have to tell you, when I took on the honor of leading Team USA 7 years ago, Utah invited me to jump on their already moving train toward these games. And frankly, you all have adopted me into your community, and I'm super grateful for that, so thank you. It's been fun. I now feel like I'm part of the family, the leadership of the state, the mayors from so many communities, state representatives who have embraced me and welcomed me in. Fraser, you'll remember that day 7 years ago when I stood in the legislative building and had a conversation about what this dream was about. And it's been an incredible journey since. And we have worked for that 7 years to build a vision that you're now seeing start to come to fruition. And that vision was born in 2022, and it is still built with some of the foundational elements, many of the people, a lot of the lessons and the learnings and the impacts that 2002, did I say 2002? Did I say 2022? Sorry, 2002, brought. But importantly, it's never been about doing that over. It's always been about doing that better and differently. And what we learned from 2002 that we can make bigger and we can make better and we can do differently. And so we stand here today as Team USA knowing that we're on this journey together to build something that's better than the world has ever seen in the Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games. That's a very exciting place for us to be, and we're proud to be partners with this community in that journey. It is time for a new legacy, and we can see it coming. I think it's also important for this group to understand that we're embarking on what will be a very, very important decade of sport in our country broadly. Whether it is 3 years from now when we'll host the Summer Games in Los Angeles, or 9 years from now, a little less than 9 years, Fraser, you don't have 9 years, a little less than 9 years when we'll host the Winter Games here, or the many dozens, hundreds of competitions that our athletes will compete in between all of those times, it's a very important moment for us to do exactly what Kat described, which is build a better world through sport. We heard the governor reference unity. We talked about inspiration. Team USA is the epitome of inspiration through the pursuit of excellence, through the drive to accomplish something that you're not sure you can actually achieve, but you're not afraid to stand up and try. It's what we love about watching these incredible athletes in their pursuit. We are incredibly proud to be part of this. I thank you personally for adopting me onto this journey. Fraser, Brad, Steve have been incredible partners. We will continue that partnership as we now launch what is the most impressive start to a Games this country, this world has ever seen. I am grateful to all of you in these front rows who have contributed your time, your treasure, your intent, your passion, and your belief in what we're here to do. Thank you very much. You're now part of Team USA for good. Thank you all so much.
Sarah, I do remember that day. The USOPC was coming out to evaluate Utah as a candidate to host the Games. And Sarah spoke in front of the legislature, and at the conclusion of her comments, the entire room stood up, standing ovation for a long time. And I remember looking at Sarah, and I had tears in my eyes. She had tears in her eyes. What a journey. She's a brilliant partner. And I know you're Team USA, but you're also Team 2034. So we're grateful to have you. One other thing I'd like to mention is that even though we have raised more than $200 million, our goal is $300 million. So we still have room to go. And fortunately, we have a chairman of a committee, that's Steve Miller, who is chairman of our Podium 34 committee. And we're grateful to him, who will carry the flame forward, setting the example. And in fact, the Miller family were the first ones to commit. So we're so grateful to you to lighting that flame. And now you get to carry it a little bit longer. So here we go. Yes, thank you. I would like to mention an additional key partner in our journey. We are grateful for the presence of the church, representatives of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who are here today. I'd like to recognize Elder Gary Stevenson, Elder Matt Holland, Bishop Todd Budge, Elder Donald Hallstrom, and other representatives of the church. It's very important to us, that you support us. As we all know, support by the church was critical to the success of the 2002 Games. The prominent Medals Plaza would not have been possible without their support. And we thank the church for its early support and commitments for 2034. The time, talents, and resources that the church and its members brings to these games tells a story of friendship and volunteer service that is appreciated and unique. We are aware the church will make its contributions public in the coming weeks. Thank you. before our last guest joins us, I would like to recognize our small team from the organizing committee. Would you all please stand? Thank you for your devoted work. These are the people that make it happen, waving hands. We have a massive staff of like 10 people, 12 people. It's just like we're very frugal in what we do. Now we have a special guest who wanted to be part of this event and is participating via video. That is our new IOC president, Kirsty Coventry, who's an Olympic champion in swimming and is from Zimbabwe, a young mother. And she, who began her role just 2 months ago, and she joins us from Olympic House. She has a vision of what's possible in the Olympic movement. And we're grateful to her for taking the time to share her thoughts in this video.
Few events have the power to unite the world like the Olympic and Paralympic Games. More than 200 national Olympic committees coming together, athletes inspiring us with sporting achievements, and host communities opening up their hearts to the world. The Olympic and Paralympic movements remind us of what's possible when we strive for excellence, respect one another, and believe in something greater than ourselves. Utah understands this spirit deeply. It's in your DNA. The people and community of Utah are warm, welcoming, and open. You demonstrated this welcoming spirit in 2002 and will again be ready to host the world in 2034. And this is why the IOC is excited to return. You are long-standing friends of the Olympic movement with a great legacy. Since 2002, your state has grown in diversity, vibrance, and global relevance. In 2034, you will build on that foundation with unmatched community pride, passion, and purpose. With the early election more than 9 years ahead of your games, you have a tremendous opportunity. We encourage you to use the full power of the rings to nurture your youth, develop winter sports even further, and radiate beyond your borders across the nation and the world. To the Utah families and giving organizations of Podium 34, thank you. You are the heart of this new chapter. Your belief, your vision, and your leadership are a powerful element of the Utah legacy. As founding members and captains of Podium 34, you're taking the helm of something unprecedented. And you've chosen to lead from the very beginning to fuel the heart of this movement. You are sending a powerful message to the world that sport can inspire, that communities can be lifted, and that together we can build something greater than ourselves. As an athlete, a mother, and a leader, I understand the central role that family plays not only in sports, but also in shaping the values we carry forward. On behalf of the International Olympic Committee, thank you for lighting the way. Your impact will be felt across all of your communities, and you will set an example for the world. We look forward to standing with you every step of the way to 2034.
All right, we are rounding the corner. Thank you all for being here. Kat, will you come up here for this last part? This is totally unrehearsed, and I'm going to conscript you to help me with this. But we are absolutely beyond grateful for your attendance today and your commitment and your contributions. Come here. Kat is our Vice President of Development and Athlete Relations, and this was her event. So I thought you should help me close it out.
Okay.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We have not rehearsed this.
We haven't at all. I did not know this was coming, friends.
But I want to thank our founding donors, all of you. And to do that, we want to name the other donors, as Fraser said, who were $1 million to $15 million. Why don't you do this part?
Okay, all right. So. I'm in, you guys. Rob Allen and Intermountain Health. The Andrus Family Foundation, Jeremy and Kristen. The Boyer Company, Roger, Jake, and Nate. Gregory and Julie Cook. Ken Coburn family. Kahlert Foundation, Heather Kahlert. Blake and Nancy Roney family. S.J. and Jesse E. Quinney Foundation, Charles Livesley. Janet Q. Lawson Foundation, Ellen Rossi. Frederick Q. Lawson, Frederick Lawson.
Don't go anywhere. So, all those names are enshrined on the fanciest snowboard that you've ever seen in the back of the room. But there are some empty snowboards. So we'd be happy to have any of you that want to join us on this journey do that. There is still room. And we invite you to invite your friends or family to do this. As has been said, we have 8.5 years, actually 3,077 days until opening ceremonies in 2034. And we want to invite anyone and everyone to be part of this team when we invite athletes from all over the world to do what they do best in 2034. So, thank you for being part of this and this amazing announcement today. To close, we have one more video, which is a tribute to all of our founding donors, our Utah families and charitable organizations, to thank them for stepping up. So, roll the video.
The story of the Olympics and Paralympics is the story of humanity, full of hope and loss, failure and triumph, culminating in broken records and beaten odds. Every 4 years, the world is taken on a journey of podium moments, comeback stories, and underdogs. Today, that same spirit is alive in you. The families and organizations whose belief in the Olympic and Paralympic vision is bringing the Winter Games back to Utah. From the grace of Peggy Fleming to the barrier-breaking triumph of Bonnie St. John. American athletes have inspired generations.
Is the future, and it is here, inspiring women all over the world.
And just like our champions, we've stepped forward with determination and heart, ensuring that future athletes will take their place in history. In 2002, the world saw Salt Lake City in an entirely new light. In 2034, Utah will light that flame again. And thanks to you, the story we tell will be one of pride, unity, and the extraordinary generosity that made it all possible. To our donor families and organizations, you are part of this legacy now. From every athlete who will compete, every fan who will cheer, and every young dreamer watching from home, thank you. Here's to the next great chapter of Olympic and Paralympic history.
Thank you for being here. We invite you all to go out to the reception outside those doors there and hang out with us as long as you would like. Thank you for being here.